Hey folks, Charlie Sims here. Welcome to my channel. Hope you are having a lovely day and thank you for joining me for a speed build. And today we are building a typical English countryside wedding venue that's kind of like a manor house. Like if you've ever been to England or you live in England, you might have seen one of these wedding venues that are like manor houses, and yeah, they're really popular, especially like in the Cotswolds and kind of the countryside, and I thought it kind of fit perfectly here, so that's what I wanted to do. We've started off using the pond tool, which is extremely easy to use. I was just pleasantly surprised. I don't normally find the terrain tools that easy to use, but that, like as you would have just seen, was just really easy. So I decided it would be nice for the venue to have just a big pond in front of it, and I mean ideally it would be like surrounding it, but there's only so much that you can do in The Sims because of, you know, lot sizes. But yeah, it's there's a pond in front of it, and yeah, I think it turns out really cute. I went on Pinterest, and as I said, this is like kind of like a typical wedding venue that you would see in England, typical of like, yeah, just a country house, manor house that you would decide to get married in. And normally there's a chapel inside, and then a bar, and then a few hotel rooms. So I did actually make some hotel rooms as well, so your Sims can like stay here overnight if you wish. But yeah, I'm just doing the roofing now, and the shape is like coming together. We're just kind of working out the placement of the chimneys. There ends up being 3 chimneys, which is again kind of typical of what I've seen kind of from Pinterest, and just you know, whereabouts I live. Even in Birmingham, which is like a city centre, like the countryside will have something like this. So yeah, and similar roof to what we're doing, and I do actually shorten that a little bit later because that's a little bit tall. But yeah, deciding to have this little extension that's kind of half in, half out at the front there, just to give it a little bit more shape. And then yeah, just using these dormers as well, which I really like. I thought they really fit in with the build, and I was really happy that I was able to use some of the dormers, because some of the dormers aren't that usable, but they really were, so I was happy about that. Just extending the chimney out at the moment, and yeah, I mean there's not too much to tell you apart from every little thing that I'm doing. I'm just working on the exterior at the moment, but yeah, really impressed with the pond tool. And this actually ends up being, so as well as there's 4 hotel rooms, if you like. I guess we'd have to just pretend that they're hotel rooms, but there's like 2 kind of like honeymoon suites, I think they're called, which is where the bride and the groom would stay after they've been married for the night. And then there's another 2 rooms that basically have the same amount of stuff in, it's just more cramped, and without a bath, which is kind of typical of what you get in hotels, right? You pay a little bit extra and you just get a bath and then more space. But they've essentially got the same thing, and they're decorated the same as well. So I think I only show one of the big rooms and then one of the small rooms, and there's 2 of each. And they each have a ensuite, and then there's a downstairs toilet and a disco area, and of course a chapel to actually get married in the wedding venue. And this is actually pack restricted, so I used the new pack, of course, cottage living. And then I used Get Together so that I could put a disco floor down. And then I used Vampires, which is a little bit weird, but they actually have a lot of nice things for like a wedding chapel. I can't remember the exact reason I started using vampire stuff. I think I wanted to decorate the chapel a bit more. But yeah, vampire stuff actually works really well. So again, like, it's not super pack restricted. Like, you still need 3 packs plus the base game. Oh, and I also used the free holiday update we had that have like kind of Christmas gifts and trees in. I use that. Just to add a few gifts in, but that's free. So hopefully that means that this build is a bit more accessible than if it were to just be all the packs, which was actually quite a struggle on the inside because this place is actually huge. I also don't even show me putting all the windows, but I basically like mirror the front on the back, so it's nothing like majorly exciting, and we do kind of visit the exterior later because I add a bit more greenery and foliage around. Just pulling out those new vines from Cottage Living, and just adding those with some more vines that we got. I think we got the Discover University debug kind of vines with Cottage Living in the actual pack. I find it really weird when they do that, but I was happy that it's in the actual catalogue because I haven't been able to download any mods again, just because we just keep getting updates, so my mods keep getting like, I have to keep downloading my mods, so like I haven't bothered yet. I don't use the tool mod or anything for this build. And right now we're just going to make in a grand entrance. And this ends up having a mezzanine. I couldn't think of the word. Mezzanine. So yeah, it has like a mezzanine, then you look down onto the entrance, and it feels very grand. And then one side of the corridor is the chapel, and then the other side is the disco kind of after party bit, which is nice. And I'm so happy that they fixed this bug with the stairs. That your Sims can actually route to the stairs now, or get upstairs with like an open staircase. I think that's really nice, because I was kind of bored of not being able to add mezzanines in, but now we can. So really happy about this. Oh, and this also fits quite a big kitchen as well, for making wedding cakes and food and all the rest of it. But right now we are making the chapel, and I'm adding these benches from Cottage Living. And I just wanted to like use a wedding arch that looked like it would fit inside. And I think the base game one was really the only one that made me feel like it'd look alright inside. But just pulling some decorational items out. I love this sign. End up like putting that into the wall so it looks like a hanging sign. I think that's the sign for the gnome's arms, and love that. I think that looks really nice. And we end up like making this a little bit blue. I mean, it's not that blue because we've only got so much to work with. I kind of wanted everything to match. So it's like, we've got some pale pinks, we've got some pale blues and some whites. Sorry, just having a sip of my cup of tea. And then in here, I use that kind of flagstone flooring. And the reason that the decor is a little bit blue was that I was thinking that the couple that were going to get married had like bought their own decorations in, and that they had like a kind of blue theme. That was the idea behind that. So I thought, I thought that was quite nice. I'm just finishing up the chapel. I think we end up putting in an organ here as well, and I think that's at the point where I decided to use the vampire stuff pack. So yeah, just pulling some lights out and deciding that, yeah, let's not put them there. This is like a little sign-in book for guests. I think I also put one in the other room. Oh yeah, this is when I decided to use vampire stuff because I wanted like a walkway, and I just love this this long carpet that you get with vampires, and you can just make it as long as you like. Love that. So yeah, I added that, and then I used the organ, and then I realised, oh, vampire stuff is actually really good for weddings. Who knew? So yeah, and then yeah, lovely organ, and yeah, I think that looks really good. I think we add a bit more light here, and yeah, some more blue as well. So yeah, I was thinking that they bought the blue there, and even that they decorated the arch. So we're just swapping a few kind of things out for the vampire stuff. I also thought that that book stand was perfect for weddings as well, because it kind of looks like what a priest would, or a lay preacher would read from. They'd have like a book stand, and then they'd read the vows. So yeah, I liked that as well. So yeah, we've got a bit more to decorate and with, so I'm happy with my decision to not keep it strictly base game and cottage living, because I think I would have struggled a little bit. But yeah, now I'm just decorating the hallway with various things, and yeah, we make it a little bit quirky. So I think soon I kind of bring out a vase of flowers, and then I make it look like it's coming out the head of this statue, because I wanted it to be quirky and like kind of fun. The decor, and kind of modern. So yeah, that's what I do. I know I don't. I use this, and yeah, that's just to make it a bit more, I don't know, fun and modern, I guess. So yeah, added that, putting a few more decorations in. And I'm currently doing a voiceover at my sister's. So she lives above a pub, and it's the morning right now because that's the only time where I can do voiceovers, because otherwise it's really loud. But I can hear some music. Hopefully it's okay. I'm just gonna record the voiceover, and then if you can hear music, I'll do the voiceover again. This is already the second time I've done a voiceover, because the first time I was using my mic, and then I used the mic, stopped it, had a drink, had a bit of a break, resumed the voice recording, but my mic was like on the other side of the desk, not in front of my face, and I forgot to move it because I don't always move a mic. Use a mic. Sorry, yeah, slight change in conversation, but yeah, yeah, I'll have to just get up early. Well, it's not too early, it's like 9:15, so I'm doing this just before work. But yeah, as you can see, we've moved on to the disco area, and there's a bar, and I'm so happy that I also decided to use Get Together, because there's absolutely loads of stuff in Get Together. So I'm using this DJ stand because I thought it looked like a kind of like a pop-up one, and yeah, like I liked that because I thought, yeah, like you probably wouldn't permanently have a DJ stand in just a hall, right? It's just like a function room. So I imagined that the couple that were getting married rented that out, rented a DJ, and then yeah, just decorating some of the tables, adding a few more tables. There's probably, definitely enough for a Sims wedding right now, even if I removed another one. Like, I don't know about you, but every time I have a wedding in The Sims, they hardly have any friends or family or anything. But yeah, like, just because like I don't normally play like that many generations, but I'm sure it would like help a bit if you had like a load of cousins and like grandparents and all the rest of it. But yeah, just adding a few more blue things. Getting a little bit experimental here, so I did imagine that was a light, and you could like get your photo taken there. just because I'm not using many packs. Didn't want to use like Moschino stuff or Get to Work, so I thought I'd just try and, you know, decorate it best I can. And yeah, I thought like maybe a photographer would come over and yeah, they'd kind of stand by the still life. I don't know. So yeah, that was the idea behind that, and I'm just making like this ultra long kitchen. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's just a kitchen, but yeah, this is ended up being quite long. But yeah, there's downstairs there's only one bathroom and it's off this like function room, and I also really enjoyed this that kind of sculpture piece, because that feels like something you'd have in a wedding, except I think like it would be lit up and it would say love or something, but that was the idea I had behind that, so I liked that as well. And yeah, I think it just looks great. Adding that clock in that I love. And I also add a sign soon. I imagine that is the couple's names. That they've put up. I think like they decorated the whole hall. Yeah, enjoyed that. Just gonna pull out a little bit of art for this that's permanently up there. As I said, this is like a manor house hotel, so I think they have a function room. I mean, the majority of time it's for weddings, but they have a permanent bar, so I thought like maybe they do. And they have a permanent kitchen, so I thought like maybe they did like coffee and tea and a bar. I mean, this hasn't actually got a coffee machine on, but you could of course do that. I know like a lot of manor houses, they normally do like afternoon tea. So yeah, that was like the idea I had. So they do weddings and then they do afternoon tea. And that's, I mean, I don't go to many of these venues. I don't go to these venues often, to be honest, but I think when I have gone, that's all they do really, like afternoon tea and then weddings. So yeah, that was the idea behind that. And now we are on to the Honeymoon Suite. Yeah, and I'm just experimenting with platforms a little bit. This ends up staying, so they've got like a raised bit where they have a bath in their bedroom, because you know a lot of the honeymoon suites do have baths in them, and yeah, so I thought I'd do that. And there's two honeymoon suites, and then there's two I guess like downgraded rooms that aren't like as flash as this, and they're decorated the same, you know. With these rooms they're always decorated the same, and they always have the same stuff in, like, so they have like, you know, a double bed, a couple of chairs, you know, wardrobes, all that. Like they've got all of that. They're missing the bath, and they're a bit smaller, which is normally what like it ends up being. But apart from that, they're like completely the same. And yeah, this colour scheme ends up being black, yellow, and a bit blue. And I think it ends up looking really nice. Like, I find this wallpaper soon, and it just pops when I get this wallpaper, and I'm just super happy with it. Like the base game wallpaper. I won't spoil it. I mean, it's not like a big deal. It's just a wallpaper, but yeah, as soon as I put that wallpaper on down, I'm like, oh yeah, the colour scheme fits together, because I wasn't really sure. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. Just making like a little heated towel rack. I wish we actually had heated towel racks in the game. That would be really cool. And I'm just using this book again, and just making it like maybe it's for the room service. So yeah, really enjoyed doing that. I wish we had little landlines as well, so I could just put that down in a hotel, even though I guess it's a little bit outdated now, right, landlines. But for this like very specific instant room service, I think the landline would look really cool. And yeah, this ends up being the wallpaper I choose, and I just think that makes the whole room pop. I'm really happy with it. And this is basically the decoration for the rest of the rooms. I actually don't show the other honeymoon suite because it's basically exactly the same. As you can see, I've done both of them, and I'm just kind of adding some more like plants by the bath, just making it really nice. I think I don't really think hotels tend to have plants in. No, I don't think they do. But I thought I'd add it for like decoration. And yeah, just to like make the space look a bit fuller. And yeah, I think it looks really nice. I think we had like a few more plants and then some robes, yeah. And then I had that little ottoman, yeah. So yeah, really happy with that. And now I'm just going to the side of the building, and then I realised that we actually have, now that I've used vampire stuff, we have the vines from vampire stuff, and I love mixing them in with these, because you get like a two-tone effect, like as you can see. And yeah, I covered this entire side with vines, which is something that I don't tend to do in builds, but I mean, you definitely get it in places, and yeah, I think it looks really good. So yeah, just revisiting the landscaping, because yeah, it's not done yet. Like, we put like a few more trees. I mean, like, it's basically done, but yeah, like, we put a few more trees and shrubbery about, and kind of like bushes. Yeah, I love all of the plants that came with cottage living. I think they're stunning. I'm so happy with the amount of landscaping we have. I'm not happy that they aren't in the catalogue. I don't understand. But yeah, and yeah, this is just, I don't know what happened with the wallpaper then, but that was just me revisiting the wallpaper. And then I think soon we will go on to the other two rooms, which yeah, are just like, I think I'll just show one, but they're just like smaller versions of the Honeymoon Suite. But I wanted to show them just so that you kind of got the idea. That's the back as well. I did the back offline as well, because yeah, this ended up being like a really long video, and then if the back is going to look the same as the front, like, I didn't want to really show that because it seemed a bit pointless. But yeah, just moving that tree over, and now we're going to make the room that's got everything, but it's slightly smaller. Actually, looking at it, it's a lot smaller than the Honeymoon Suite. But yeah, and I love this. I thought it was so realistic to kind of have a room that was the same, just like much smaller, for the relatives. I don't think I've ever actually played The Sims and then they've had a wedding venue and then they've stayed over. Like, I haven't actually done that before, but I do really want to do it in this one. I think that would be really good, and yeah, something a bit different for me anyway. I assume it's fine. You just get the couple to sleep, and then you can lock the door, and then if they've got like a big big family, like, you can get them to stay in the various rooms and then lock the doors as well. Yeah, and then that would work, and then in the morning you can all have breakfast together, and I think that would be really cute. Yeah, and they'll then like have a drink and just like, yeah, just continue the celebrations, and then they can go on to Sulani or something. It's honestly my favourite thing to do, to just like make Sims get married and then go on honeymoon. Oh yeah, and then the other thing we need to do is the corridor, of course, like the upper corridor, but there's not like too many decorations in the kind of mezzanine bit. I think we put a couch and a couple of plants, but not too much. So yeah, they just have a bath, no shower. Do I sort that out? I think it would be really annoying to have a bath with no shower. Like, imagine going to a hotel and just like not having a shower. That would be really annoying. I actually went to a hotel that didn't have a shower once. Yeah, and yeah, and I basically, when that happens, like, it just had like a bath, like a bit like this one actually, and you just had to hold the hose over yourself because like there's no shower, so you just have to. Yeah, it's really awkward. Like, it looks nice, but it's not that practical. But yeah, and now I'm just adding that from cottage living, and then kind of like cluttering it up with towels and covering the crockery. And then I thought maybe that's for the cleaners to like grab the towels or grab some extra soap or whatever, and just like restock the rooms every day kind of thing. So that was the idea behind that. But yeah, I wanted to use the cottage living one. I mean, if I had access to more packs, I probably would have used like, I think cats and dogs have like an actual towel one, or I would have used the Eco Lifestyle, like big, like a wooden like shelving display they have. Also put in some like laundry on there, and I just imagined that they were wash towels. I didn't think that they did like laundry at the hotel or anything. And yeah, just filling the space up. Thought I'd add this grand photo, some plants, and then I think I had another couch, and then I just put like some side tables next to the doors for the master suite. And I don't know, the side tables have just got some decoration on, and I thought they fit pretty nicely and looked nice. And then that'll be the end of the speed build. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like to download it on the gallery, you can search for my ID, charlottemneill, and yeah, get this off the gallery. It's up there. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more content from me, please hit subscribe. Catch you later.